Hi, and welcome to Danny After Dark. If you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss a notification or a new episode. Tonight is the weekly True Crime and Chill. Mr. Beckham will be fashionably late as always, but don't worry, there's a lot to discuss tonight. So there's a bunch of you already in the chat and you are ready to go. I love it. Love it. So first, it's not picking up on camera. So I just wanted to shout out one of the shirts I got from CrimeCon. It's the Seriously shirt from Annie Elise. So this is one of her show's t-shirts. She had a booth at CrimeCon, and I was really excited to see her there. And she had just done a show, I think, like 3 or 4 weeks before CrimeCon here in Massachusetts, and I did go to that as well. But yeah, I love Annie Elise, love her multiple podcasts because yes, she has several. She is a boss. And yeah, so I had to support my girl and get a shirt at CrimeCon. I'm just feeling the vibes to wear it tonight. So that's what we're going with. And then also wearing the earrings I got from Jules, who was on the show a few weeks ago from Fire Eyes Media and Missing in Hashtown. So I'm just like representing a bunch of CrimeCon merch tonight. I'm not going to lie, just loving the different podcasts. You look different when good. I had my hair appointment today. Shout out to my hairdresser, Rebecca. Yes. And she, we went blonder. It's like, every time I leave, it's just blonder and blonder. And then she also straightened it for me because y'all know your girl's got curly hair. But no, look at this. Look how straight it is. Love it. Love it. Like pencil thin straight. So yes, thank you for noticing. So let's see who's here tonight. We will get into it. Hey, Tony Stewart, James Watson, Kane, hello. Let's see, Chris James. You guys are so funny in the chat. I'm here to eat Chinese food and talk Diddy. James Watson, we are talking Diddy tonight, and Chinese food sounds amazing. Amazing. So jealous, but yeah, we're talking Diddy. You better believe. Let's eat sushi and sushi. Oh my God, I could go for some sushi. So good, so good. Tony Stewart, behave. Hey, Kat, good to see you. Yeah, we went blonder. I'm in a good mood, so I will go easy. Oh, that's disappointing. Not that you're going to go easy, but that yeah, I'm glad you're in a good mood. But feel free to attack James Watson all you want in the chat. Everybody else be cool too, but yeah, James Watson, go for it. You have a pass on my end. Thank you, Kane. Thank you. Hey, Karen. Love your hair. Thank you so much. It is so sweet. Good to see you. It's just grocery store Chinese, but edible. You know what? Go ahead. James, it is Friday night. Does not matter. You have Chinese. We are at food tonight. We are here to talk Diddy, amongst other cases. Yeah, amazing. Beckham is full of shit and he is not backstage, but he will be here soon, I'm sure. Much love, not live. Gotcha, no worries. So just a few housekeeping things. So we got a lot coming up. First, if you missed the show earlier in the week, so much fun. Go back and check it out. There was some friends I have that I they're not even really into true crime, so they don't really watch my channel very often, but it was such a different type of show that I was like, y'all have to watch this. Like, watch me and Beckham. It was so much fun. In that episode, if you have not seen it yet, is with Amy Sweetman from the Crimes of Passion Museum in Los Angeles. So yeah, shout out again to Amy for coming on the show. It was so much fun. And yeah, I kind of gave y'all a little bit of I guess a glimpse into like how me and Beckham think the other person thinks, which is very interesting. Yeah, I would like to do the museum with him. I would like to do the museum with him to see how we fare out in that as close friends. And then I would love to hear how him and Shelly do the museum if they go together. Because again, totally different dynamics. I think both experiences would be very different for him, just kind of based on just like what the other person is, because they have a totally different view on things too than, for example, me and Beckham would of each other. So yeah, I think it'd be a lot of fun. So next time I go to LA, which, oh God, I haven't been in years and that makes me so sad. But yeah, that is a must next time I go, like for sure. And Amy's just amazing and cool to hang out with. So let's be honest, it'd be a win-win. So check that out if you missed it. Next week, I already posted the events here on YouTube, so y'all already know. Bob Mata from Defense Diaries will be here on Monday night. I am so excited to have Bob on. I have been watching his YouTube channel and listening to his podcast for years, him and his wife, Ali Mata. So I'm so excited to have Bob on. And then also on Tuesday, there will be another live show. It will be Stephanie Tinsley from the Everything They Missed podcast, which is a brand new podcast, and it's already crushing it. So proud of my girl. She's crushing it. We will talk about it. There's a lot to talk about. And yeah, so in the meantime, if you're like, gee, I'm not familiar with Defense Diaries, I'm not familiar with Everything They Missed, check it out. Check it out so you are prepared before the show even starts. Even better, right? So book club, the poll has closed. So book club for October, which is my birthday month, by the way. And also Halloween, but yeah, my birthday month. Book club selection this month will be Trapped with Miss Arias Part 2 and 3. So Part 2 and 3 is one single book. So if you're looking saying, oh wait, do I need to buy Part 2 and Part 3 if I want to partake in this? No. Part 2 and 3 is one solo book. It is entitled My Final Words by Kirk Nurmi, her defense attorney. So if anybody wants to be a part of that in any capacity that you're comfortable with, please feel free to do so. The show will be live the last Thursday of the month, which will be October 30th. So I will do my review on it and my recap of the book. If anybody else either wants to be on camera for that, if you've read it, or be in the chat, or if you can't make it and you want to watch it on replay, totally cool as well. Or if you don't want to read it and you just want to hang back and see what I have to say about it before you decide if you want to purchase the book or not, fair as well. Feel free to do that. We are just here to, satisfy the book nerd that I am, as well as give you guys a chance to kind of read and be a part of it in whatever capacity you would like to. And again, it will be the last Thursday of the month. So, no cats in the room. Tony Stewart, you just missed. So Luke was in here just before I went live, and he actually almost knocked over half my stuff. So I kind of shooed him out. But the door is open. The door is open. I'm sure there'll be a cat or two. Joining us with maybe one person excited to see him or not. Just not me. Mr. Beckham, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey.
Hey.
Do you okay, the shirt I'm wearing, did you get to meet Annie Elise at CrimeCon? Her booth was near Travis's.
I don't think so. Probably not.
Oh, disappointing. You know what it was, Beckham? There was such a long line of fans waiting to meet you.
I was giving out a lot of my stickers. You're right. Yes, you're right.
You were giving out a lot of your stickers. Yeah, you were busy. I had my hair appointment today. I was recapping her all about CrimeCon, and of course I had to mention you, and I had to be
Dude,
nice
for a
because you did a
second, I
great
thought
job, so that kind of sucked. But
for a second, I thought you were Madonna from the 80s.
What? Why?
Your hair. It's like super blonde.
I know, isn't it amazing? Oh my God. I love it. I love it.
And you have like 80s earrings going on.
Oh, Jules made these earrings.
Oh.
Yeah, they're pink and they have a little silver microphone. The camera
Told
can't really
you.
pick it up, but
Dude, I am like, I nailed everything tonight, huh?
you nailed everything tonight. Like what? You
You
just
got
came on
you got
camera
like
and said hi.
you got like 80s hair going on, 80s earrings going on. You just need the shirt to match, but you're wearing like a crime shirt.
I don't even know. I was a kid in the 80s. This is not 80s hair. 80s hair is like crimped, super permed.
I meant like the pop, the blonde. That's what I meant.
Well. Look at Tony Stewart. Madonna from the 80s was hot. She sure was, Tony Stewart. Hey, Renee. Good to see you.
What's up, Renee?
Karen Diamond says, hello, Mr. Beckham, sending best wishes.
Well, hello.
Oh, God. Would love to see the shelf come down.
No, we've seen the
shelf.
We've seen the frames come down before, or the
No,
stuff
it
in
was
the
a
back.
sign.
Oh, it was a sign? Are you sure?
What's her name? It was the sign in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Because the frame would have broke if it fell.
Hmm.
Yeah. But no, if the whole shelf came down, I would end the show. Not be happy with my cats and then restart somewhere else.
Who said Madonna from the 80s was hot? Oh,
Tony Stewart.
Dude, I will never forget. This is like one of those moments in time, and it changed history. When I was little, it was 1984.
Here we go.
And it was MT. It was like the first year, I believe, the MT. I don't want to, I think I'm right here. It was the first year for the MTV Music Awards.
Oh, I know where we're going with this.
And I'm going back to Tony Stewart's comment about Madonna in the 80s being hot. And I probably shouldn't have been watching this, but I know something just moved in me when Madonna came out to did a live performance to Like a Virgin. Oh man, dude, it was crazy. It was crazy. It changed TV history, or history forever too. So,
do you need to leave camera and go take a nice cold shower right now?
I'm just saying.
And I'm just saying.
I'm not like 13 anymore, dude. Calm down.
I would never give you such a compliment. Mentally, you're like still 8 years old. 13, please. Let's not insult 13-year-olds. All right. Let's see. I don't want to miss anything. Can we do the ghost tours at Queen? I would like to next time in LA. I 100% would do that next time I'm in LA. 100%.
Stay away from the other stuff. Let's go do new stuff.
Y'all are ready y'all are like ready for Diddy tonight. I was gonna wait a little bit, but you know what? Let's just dive into it because there's a lot to talk about. So, as the news has broken, Diddy has been sentenced to 4 years. But before we're going to get into what happened today, we're going to talk about what happened this week because there were things that were leading up to today. So, first of all, the judge that was overseeing the criminal case, so Judge Arun I'm totally going to butcher the last name even though I just listened on how to pronounce it. Subramanian. That's not right. Judge Arun.
No, Subramian. Subramian. There you go.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Subramian.
You just said like 3 different things.
Judge Arun.
So the judge overseeing the criminal case denied Diddy's defense request to toss his conviction on prostitution-related charges or allow for a new trial. So that happened earlier this week. The federal prosecutors were saying that Diddy should face more than 11 years in prison. They argued that he deserves a steep sentence for physically and mentally abusing his girlfriends and employees for years. The prosecutors had again urged the judge to reject Diddy's request for a sentence of 14 months, which was essentially time served. Remember, we heard that earlier this week that the defense, his defense was like, let's just go for 14 months, which means he'd basically just walk out of prison, right? So the prosecution argued absolutely not. He has not shown any remorse and instead has sought to blame the victims in this case. So the US Probation Department recommended a sentence ranging between 5 and 7 years in prison. So there was a whole lot of like, judge, please consider this, or consider that. So several people wrote letters to the judge, including Cassie Ventura, and she said she does not believe that Diddy is a changed man. His lawyers argued, however, the judge should not consider any relevance to the charges that he was acquitted of, including testimony of the alleged coercion of victims. Prosecutors, however, said, wait a minute, you need to consider Diddy's history of physical violence, his control of Cassie and Jane, saying it was part of the transportation crime that he was convicted of. So getting back to more recent, so yesterday, October 2nd, Diddy wrote a letter to the judge saying he felt, quote, disgusting, shameful, and sick, end quote, with himself over the abuse, manipulations, and other harmful measures towards others. He said he has spent the past year behind bars, quote, working diligently to become the best version of myself, end quote. He also said in that letter, quote, I ask your honor for a chance to be a leader in my community again, end quote. Let's get to today. Diddy's defense insisted that he has been, quote, a model prisoner, end quote, and a model citizen. Just before sentencing, Diddy spoke. He apologized for the pain, physically, mentally, and more that he caused to ex-girlfriends Cassie Ventura and Jane. Well, what happened? The judge sentenced Diddy to only 4 years behind bars. He also slapped Diddy with a $500,000 fine, which is the maximum that he can charge him. The judge said, quote, the court has to consider all of your history here. And this shows that you abuse the power and control over the lives of women who you profess to love. The court is not assured that if released, these crimes will not be committed again, end quote. So there's a lot of emotion right now on social media, a lot, varying in very different directions. I want to hear what you guys have to think, what you say. We're going to talk about it. But first, Beckham, what was your thought on the 4-year sentence?
Honestly, I was very disappointed, like really disappointed. I was hoping for realistically for the 84 months, I think it was, right? I think that's 84. How many months is that? 7 years? 7 to 8 years?
50 months is 4 years.
Yeah, so yeah, I was going for the 7 to 10. I know that the prosecution had put out there the ultimate max. I forgot the number of the years, but he could have given him 10. So of course everybody was guessing all day because I had it on in the background as I was at work, and he had different opinions, different thoughts, of course, kind of what gauging what could happen, that kind of thing was going on all day. It was almost like a pregame, like a pregame type of setting, at least from the communication aspect of it, right? And I personally, because I know how hard it is to work on something really big like that, and then just get, you know, you don't get what you wanted out of, or you don't get the right decision in it, type of thing. So again, I think the max was 10. I was hoping for realistically 7. The 4 was, I was I was I was shocked and
It's less than
disappointed.
half.
Yeah, I was shocked and disappointed. Because again, the people that put the hard work into that, forget the lawyer part. There's the investigators. There's a team that went through a lot of evidence, lots of hours. They moved pretty quickly on it, right? On the investigations part of it. But yeah, man, I mean, just And somebody made a good point. First of all, let me backtrack. We know that there was 3 key witnesses that did not testify. One of them went missing.
Right.
One of them decided not to. The third one, I'm not sure what happened. Something happened. It just didn't fall through. That were going to be critical to everything, right? It's going to be, there were those 3 that was critical. And I think that's why a lot of he was found not guilty in some of those major charges early on, or, and so, God, man, just the video of him. Well, I know there was I saw a lot of comments and a lot of chats and different things. So a lot of women were just like disappointed because they feel that they were just like, there was no justice for women. And that's going back to the video that really set this thing off, of him, beating, what I forgot her name, but
Cassie Ventura.
yeah.
Beating,
And I mean,
dragging.
yeah, just that
punching,
alone.
hitting.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he almost killed her. Like,
Yeah, he grabbed a vase.
yeah. So it's like that alone should have been like 10 years. Like,
And it was on camera.
And it's on. Yeah, I know. Right. So, um, again, I don't think there was justice served. It's going to be, today I mean, oh my God, what took forever? The lawyers are going back and forth. The defense was like making all these motions and doing this, doing that,
Right.
pleading. And then you had his kids go up there. Like, the kids didn't know it. I mean, that's like, whatever, get out of here with y'all stuff. And then you had him pleading to the judge, and the judge was just kind of went with it. And then to me, it was like this, the clouds were clearing and the sun was going to start shining when I was hearing the judge talk about, as he was going to present his decision. Man, I was like, oh, he's going to get the 7. He's going to get the 7. I mean, I don't think he's going to get the 10, but he's going to get the 7. And man, I was really just disappointed in the end.
I agree. He sounded like he was coming down on him.
You did.
And then he said 4.
Yeah, like, what is that, dude? Like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of, we're done with it. It's gone. It's done with. It's just disappointing.
He should have hired Sarah Boone as an attorney. She did a great job representing herself. Sorry, no, bad joke. So Beckham, what did you think of Diddy's plea in his defense team in regards to that he wants to be a model citizen in his community again, that he's been a model inmate, like kind of emphasizing the positive things about him?
Dude, how could he be a model inmate when I just like a month ago read how he was depressed in the cell? He wasn't eating. He wasn't doing. Get out of here with your stuff, man. Like I literally just read that like a month ago.
Or I read that he's really depressed in there. He's
not eating. He wasn't
chips, and I'm like, okay. And so is the rest of the country once winter hits.
Yeah, he wasn't eating very well. He wasn't. He just was out. Of course. Yeah, like a month ago, or maybe 2 months ago. Maybe during the summer.
To his diet outside of prison.
I mean, just in the summertime, there was signs of depression. They were holding him so he wouldn't commit suicide. And you're telling me that he was engaging with everybody. He was helping, setting up. No, that's a bunch of, No, get out of here. This was almost a sham. Again, disappointed. The people that worked hard to work on this thing. Forget the lawyers, everybody else, investigators, data analysis people, the analysts people, all those people, man, they worked so hard. And I mean, yeah, like I said, this has happened to me before, but on a smaller scale. It's still federal, but still on a smaller scale. And you work for like 6 months hard, and it just blows away.
Well, Renee said it earlier. I'm going to get back to y'all's comments because, a lot of these comments are pretty good, y'all. But Renee said it best. I heard he had a planned trip next week. He was so sure he was going home. Yes.
Yeah.
He had a whole engagement planned next week.
Yeah, because 50 Cent comment on it made kind of a joke about it, saying, well, since he won't be able to make it, I'm free or something, kind of threw a blip.
I love 50 Cent. Hey, Fiddle, good to see you. Yeah, it's just like, and depending on what corner of the internet you're on, there are people that think justice wasn't served.
No, a
There are
lot of people are saying, I
I
mean,
know,
like a
but
lot of everybody. Yeah.
his supporters are outraged that he even got the 4.
What, dude? What do you need? Like, do you just
What do you mean? What do
he?
I mean? The
No, no,
people that never
I'm
thought he should have
no,
been
no,
locked
no,
up and
no,
arrested to begin with,
no. I
and a
said
lot
what?
of them
No, 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 no,
benefit
no.
financially from him being out. So him being
No,
locked up does
I
them
didn't
no
say
good.
that. I said I meant towards them. Like, what are you talking like to them? The
I thought you were
people.
questioning me, and I was about to put you
No,
off camera.
no. I'm talking about no. I'm talking about like he beat up almost a woman to death on video.
Mhm. I know.
And let's not talk about Tupac and Biggie and all of that jazz because we know who was behind that. It just hasn't come out yet.
But he got a 4-year sentence for what he's done.
The guy who
is a slap on the wrist.
the guy who's going to have a trial for the Tupac thing, his trial hasn't started yet. Just wait till he starts to talk. Wait till that stuff comes out.
Right. So Tony Stewart, the prosecution dropped the ball.
No, the witnesses didn't show up, man. You can't force
Witnesses didn't show up, and
yeah, they tried.
but also, and I don't want to like attack.
It's up to the judge.
Jury.
It's up to no. It's up to the judge. The judge had it was in his hands today.
But
it was
also before that, it was up to the jury. And the jury
true.
dismissed the Cassie Ventura video. You just watched a woman get assaulted, dragged.
That's true. That was a big
punched, deal. And they dismissed that. And that was actually something physical and tangible.
Yeah, that was you're right. I mean, they did everything. The prosecution actually had I feel they did a pretty good job. It was on that. It was on the jury. The jury was too swayed with his popularity of who he was. You had race up there. It's always about race. I'm just gonna call it what it is. It's always about race. But in the end, the judge could have made it the max and made it 10 years.
I know.
He had it in the bag.
Judge dropped the ball.
The judge had it in the bag to get the 10. I was being realistic. I was thinking give him the 7, right? 7. And then boom, 4 with 1 serve. That's 3. Like, dude, get out of here, man. With the judge, I'm not gonna get political, but I want to see what kind of judge that is. I gotta see his background, even though that judge was like kind of putting it on him a little bit, like all the judge did was to save his ass. Like he didn't want to deal with no after stuff. He didn't want to be, come after. He didn't want to do anything. He said his piece, like, you know better. You better do this. I mean, he's gonna charge him $500,000. Okay.
To be fair, that was the maximum. And
right. But that's the max because of all the other charges that were dropped.
I would have rather him only charged him $50,000 and sentence him to 10 years. Give him the maximum there.
Yeah, there you go. Flip it around. Yeah, exactly. Give him more time in prison so he can't get out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So Tony Stewart's saying we knew that this was, we knew this going into it. His popularity will help him in the long run.
Yeah. I was hoping on the judge, man. I had a lot of hope for the judge. I really
My heart breaks for all his victims, Karen. Absolutely.
I was laying my cards on the. I was laying it on the judge because I knew once those witnesses dropped out, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have a fingerprint. If you have a fingerprint there, it doesn't matter. It's up. That's what y'all have to realize. It's on the judge. It's what he says goes in the end. And he, like I said, like it was, he had it there and he just whatever.
Yeah. You said it well, that the judge was kind of going in and we're like, all right. And then it's like, 4 years. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
James Watson, you were spot on. Who knows what he did to her, being Cassie Ventura, after she was dragged into the hotel room after. 100%. 100%. Pretty arrogant, but we already knew that. Oh, did he? Yeah, absolutely. Renee's lawyer said he had some speaking engagement books. And I know, wasn't that wild? Like, but that just shows I can't believe that the lawyers thought saying that would help. Like, we're just convinced he's going to walk. So we've already booked some stuff for him for next week. Like, come on. Come on. Humble yourself a little bit. And I know he had a great team of attorneys, an expensive team of attorneys. But, I mean, I hate to give it to him, but he only got 4 years. He should have told the judge he was planning to go out trick-or-treating with his kids. Oh, yeah, because he's a great example for his kids about how to treat women. There's that. Yeah. James Watson is calling you out. Beckham couldn't have had the Diddy trial while he was at work. It cuts into his nap time. Fair. Beckham, what candle are you burning in the back, by the way? We have not discussed this in a while. People want to know.
I don't even know. I'll have to get up and look.
Wow, that's a shame.
I don't know.
James Watson, I just saw, where did you say? But the best version of himself is still a scumbag. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When he gets out, why won't anybody take revenge on him for Tupac or Biggie?
Because at the end of the day, Diddy's still powerful and money talks.
No.
In my opinion.
Because he was behind both of them.
I know. I know. And even though he's in bars right now, behind bars, he's still too powerful.
I would agree. I would say that to you.
Had he been sentenced to the 10 years, or even better, had the jury got it right, and now he'd be in jail longer, people might have talked. But not now. He's going to be out in 4. No way.
No, less than that.
Lives are at risk if people talk, because he'll just get out and continue. If anybody thinks he's going to be out in 4,
no, he's going to be out in less.
He's not going to do anything wrong again.
He'll be out in less than that.
Oh, I know he'll be out in less than that. And it's just fucked. But if anybody thinks he's going to be out, he might be on his best behavior for a little bit.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we'll see. Maybe he does change. I don't know. We'll see.
No, he's had a lifetime of this type of behavior.
It's an ego. Yeah, I don't think you can change. Let's go to the psyche. So
he's been
you're right.
Invincible for over 50 years.
No. How old is he? 50 something. I would say like 40. I would say like.
I thought he was 50.
I know he's way older than that. He's like 56, 57.
He's 55.
55. Okay. So I would give him like 35 years. He's been like that, right? So 40 years, something like that. About 35 years on the top. And he's maneuvered, right? He's done this, he's done that. A lot of the people that put him in power are, well, I mean, some of them have passed away. Are dead. But there's still some that are still, around. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see in 5 years. Be like, hey, remember that Diddy case, and then just see kind of where things are. But I don't know if he'll have the same access to the same stuff, because the people that, I don't know, man. The people that he probably has secrets on too. I mean, this is like there's a lot going on here too. He's got secrets on people. People got secrets on him. That did the entire team, the prosecution, meaning investigators, analysis, all of them, everybody, the whole team. Is there information that they know but they couldn't present or they couldn't put forward? You know what I mean? Because it was just, it wasn't concrete, but you could see it. You knew if you just kind of kept going, connecting the dots a little bit more, waiting on a little bit more evidence, waiting on a little bit more other, waiting on other testimony or whatnot, right? or or not surveillance, but just waiting on other evidence to connect the dots more. But they just didn't get to, and they had to move really fast. They know there's people that know a lot on the good side, on the bad side. There's a lot of secrets, man, and there's just we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in like five years from now.
Mm-hmm. Well, we do know Kanye West has spoken out that he has Diddy's back still. Jay-Z's been awfully quiet, but you know.
They could, yeah. Again, why didn't they pressure the Hollywood people? Maybe they didn't have enough. They had some.
I know. I thought we'd get more on that.
They didn't have enough. They had some. They could have pushed a little bit, but in the end they felt it wasn't. They just didn't have enough to go forward to push. To really get that iron hot on some people.
Chris James asks, "Do you think the secrets will come out, Beckham?"
I don't know, man. The ones that could come out faster than anything would be for the Tupac trial.
It ain't happening.
I don't know.
Tony Stewart's sticking by. I say it again. The prosecution dropped the ball. I think it's more so the judge and the jury, and I weigh mostly on the. I think it's 50-50, judge and jury. Judge
could have kept him in prison today for 10 years.
Yeah.
I was thinking 7, man. I was saying realistically, 10 was there, but 7, I'm like, okay, come on, give him at least 7. Like, give him 7, right? That way, you take the 1 off, it's 6 or whatever.
So James is saying a lot of people will have Diddy's back in jail. I mean, he can certainly afford the protection, but there's also people that want to make a name for themselves, and sometimes it's if I get to him and I harm him. Now they are higher ranking in the prison system and now have a name for themselves for being the one who attacked Diddy.
You can't trust what Suge Knight has been saying on. I know he's in prison. But he's still doing podcasts.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. But say you can trust just a quarter of what he says. 25% of what he says you can actually take. Dude, his 25% of what he says about Diddy, that deserves like a life sentence. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, I sure did.
Everything that Suge Knight talks about Diddy, take 25% of it being true. That alone, that 25% of it is enough to put him for life.
And here we are.
With he's gonna do 2 years or whatever.
So Ella is saying he's basically a pimp. That's all they got on him. You need evidence. Hey Capone, good to see you. So yeah, there's, like I said, a lot of different opinions going about where people stand with Diddy's sentencing. Just because he was sentenced today doesn't mean he will be off the radar in the news. I think there'll be a lot in the next few weeks, and then things will kind of sizzle, because that kind of always seems to be the way when something like this happens. So we will keep you posted and go from there. But
I think there's political ties to his drama.
Oh, I would not be surprised at all. At all.
And if you said anything, that his whole bloodline would go away.
He might get a sentence reduction on appeal. It's California after all. He wasn't tried in California.
New York State.
It was New York. K-Dog. But it's his defense team does have the right to appeal. And then also there's everybody's saying, he's going to be out sooner because of time served or good behavior or whatnot. I didn't think that was allowed on the federal side, but if there's
there had to hold on. That, remember I was telling you a long time ago, he had to have at least been sentenced 12 to 14 years. Or it's one of those two that you have to serve. There's no time off. 12 or 4. The number is either 12 or 14. I think it's 12.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Thank you for clarifying that.
For federal.
Okay. Same thing. Let's see. Shelly's saying, I've seen plenty of people get railroaded easily without evidence in total circumstance cases, but this is Diddy. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole conversation in itself, but yeah. So again, we will keep you all posted of any updates. But if you missed the court event, I say court event, what transpired today on TV, go back and check it out. It's on YouTube. You can find it and you can
Oh,
see
it's gonna be
where
everywhere.
Diddy's. And I just kind of gave you guys the kind of in a nutshell version of it. But like Beckham said, there's a lot more back and forth with the defense and prosecution. His family.
Yeah,
Made
all that was all morning. It took a dude. It
I
took him
know.
like 3 hours alone with the prosecute with the both teams going back and forth. And I don't. Yeah, I mean, it was like, oh my god, hurry up. Then they played a 10-minute, 11-minute video of everything Diddy has done good in his life. And then they had the kids go up there, and then they had the lawyers again for another hour, hour and a half. Maybe not. I mean, not that long. Maybe like 45 minutes. Then finally they went to lunch, and then finally Diddy went before the judge and said what is about himself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I will never be bad again. I'm like, dude, how you're almost retired. Like you're like an old man. Like what do you mean you're not gonna do bad again? Like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah. I'm remorseful. No, you got caught. But then again, he got caught before and got away with it. So here we are. He has the fame and money to own the block. Sure. Did they show when Diddy resurrected Princess God,
Well, okay, so he was found guilty and he was sentenced. I want to know if what I want to know. I don't know. We'll have to wait. Is what the government can keep that was his. Remember, cars, money, property, that kind of thing. I want to know. That's going to come later. What exactly the government can confiscate and take from him.
I totally didn't even think of that.
Because he was found guilty.
Good point.
He's technically not a free man. Like he was, so that gives the government that gives the government all the authority to take everything if they want to.
And that's the key word right there, or the key phrase, if they want to. Wolf is about to be timed out for this type of nonsense. Beckham's voice is on point for this case.
Thank you, Wolf. Appreciate you. He's an expert listener.
No baby oil is part of probation. Well, you know what? God, I can't. Do I want to go there? No, let's move on. Let's move on. All right. Oh yeah, you're funny, Wolf. You're funny. All good. All good.
Dude, the sales of baby oil. Hey, who came out and said that they didn't sell that?
Costco.
Was it Costco?
That's what I was just thinking.
What happened? What did they say?
Garagos? I think it was Garagos that made, or was it Agnafilo? It was either Garagos or Agnafilo that made that comment to Harvey Levin at TMZ, and immediately Costco put out a statement like, no, we're not being dragged into this. We are not affiliated with this. We do not sell that. Yeah, that was amazing when Costco released that. They're like, oh, fuck no, we're not getting. Yeah, they said they never sold baby oil in bulk. They were not going down with this sinking ship. That was great.
Hey, do you remember? Hey, everybody in the chat for what I was talking about, the assets and everything the government takes. So, like in Miami Vice, the TV show, there's an actual episode where Crockett literally goes to his supervisor and goes, he's like, man, I need some. We need some clothes. We need to look the part. We need a car. We need the clothes. And the supervisor is like, what do you want me to do about it? Basically. And then like later, whatever, he's like, hey, go outside. And that's when they introduced the Testarossa, the famous car. So they somehow pulled the money. It wasn't out of budget. It wasn't budget money. They got resources, confiscations and stuff like that. So they pulled
it's sad. There's a whole generation, Beckham, that doesn't know what that show is.
No, I think everybody in the chat knows. I think there are people in the chat.
No, I know, but there's a whole
Oh,
generation
oh yeah, it was
that
great,
don't
dude. It
know.
was an awesome TV show. The
Oh yeah,
storylines were
totally.
storylines were great. But anyway,
Yeah, Tony, good show. All right. So let's move on. So there was a case that is local to me, and it's been all over the news this week. So I've been messaging about it and talking about it with friends, coworkers. It's a big case here. And it involves Henry Bedard Jr. So I will give a little bit of a background so people know why what happened this week is happening. So in 1974, the body of 15-year-old Henry Bedard Jr., his remains were found, and his murder still to this date remains unsolved. Well, on Wednesday, again, so that was 1974. This Wednesday, 2 days ago, his body was exhumed at a
oh
cemetery
wow,
in Swampscott, Massachusetts.
why?
So,
I'm just playing.
well, what if you read the Google Doc I made? You'd know about what we're talking about tonight. But since you don't, Beckham, let me educate you as well as
Yeah,
everybody.
I want to listen on this one.
Yeah, so this is like the Liz. We have been messaging about this. Like, yeah, yeah. So, who is a little bit of a background on Henry? So, he was born on June 25th, 1959. Average kid, loved baseball, football, trucks. He loved being with his family and friends. He was very close with his brother, Stephen. Henry was a student at Swampscott High School and was on the football team. He worked at his father's service station on High Street in Danvers. I feel like anybody who's local to this area is like, Danny, I know
Dude,
exactly where those
that's around the
things
same
are.
time as I'm sorry, I get my serial killers confused. Not
Are you
Ed
thinking
Gein.
Gacy?
Yes, Gacy. I'm learning about Gacy now.
Oh, I mean, you're just
It kind of
30,
it kind of sounds a little
40,
similar.
50 years too late, but
The
okay.
profile that you're painting is sounding, and the time, 1974, the middle late 70s is going that you're going that route a little bit.
Well, let's keep going. December 16th, 1974, 15-year-old Henry was last seen on Paradise Road in Swampscott after Christmas shopping in Binnen Square. Henry did not come home for dinner, and right away, his family and friends knew something was wrong. The next day, his body was found in the woods off Suffolk Avenue. So, for anybody who knows the area, where his body was found is near right now where the Department of Public Works building stands. So a baseball bat with, quote, unique markings, end quote, on the handle was found near Henry's body. Again, the case is still unsolved to this day. Henry's killer has never been identified. So let's tie it back to this week. Again, on Wednesday, residents or anybody just driving nearby the Swampscott Cemetery saw there was, and there's pictures online. You can't see the actual exhumation. You can see the tents set up. You can see where there are signs that say Swampscott Police Department and Essex County District Attorney. So an excavator was seen there next to what would now be the open and empty gravesite. So police in Essex DA Paul Tucker said that they were at the cemetery as part of a case they were working on, quote, for quite a while, end quote. DA Tucker confirmed that Henry's body was exhumed and being taken to Boston for an autopsy, and that the court order to exhume Henry was the result of, quote, information recently received, end quote. He went on to say that, quote, the advances in technology and science, particularly with DNA, has led us to make the request for the court order of the exhumation, end quote. So a Swampscott resident was quoted saying, this town needs closure on this case. It has affected all of us. There is a website dedicated to Henry that is run by his family. And I went through it today in detail, and it's just so sad. But at the same time, like, his family did such a beautiful job presenting Henry as a person and where the investigation kind of stands, which there isn't much. But what broke my heart is his brother states, quote, on December 16th, my brother Henry went to CVS in Binnen Square to purchase my Christmas gift. Loves musky jasmine flower perfume. To this day, I feel somewhat responsible for his death. Had he not done this for me, he may still be here with us today, end quote. I read that and I was like, oh my God. Because not his fault. So yeah, this is one of those just local unsolved murder cases where it still impacts the local community. People want answers. The community is not forgotten about Henry. The community wants answers. Henry's family needs answers. So what has been being advertised on all of the news sites that have been reporting on the exhumation is if anybody knows anything to contact the Swampscott Police Department and give and provide any information anybody has. Because this needs to be solved. His family they need answers. There's no such thing as closure, but they need answers. So, yeah, really sad local case that's kind of going on right now.
What do you guys think? Like, what do you think?
I honestly did not know a ton about this case. And then when the news broke on Wednesday, I've been kind of learning about it and kind of catching up. It's just so tragic and sad. And I kind of question if it's somebody local that's been living amongst everybody in the Swampscott area for this long. And I hope that, again, like they say with advances in DNA technology, that something will be found. The question that I have and that I was talking about, like, for example, with the Liz or, again, friends, coworkers, we've been talking about this case is I just wonder what exactly, and again, not that they have to say this is exactly what we're looking for and this is why we exhumed his body, but I'm thinking, what evidence could there still be 50 years later in that casket? I hope whatever it is they're looking for, I hope they find those answers.
So the baseball bat was the weapon, right?
I mean, pretty much.
That makes it really, I mean, to me, that makes it personal, but
I mean, I wonder, again, I don't know the particulars of what the police.
Was there like, it might have been like a fight. He might have got into a fight with somebody, an argument with somebody, and then that person came and hit him with the bat. I don't know. I mean, I'm just, anything could have happened, but
I mean, a 15-year-old kid.
Dude, teenagers fight all the time.
Fight, not beat to death.
Well, they might not have meant it. It might have been like I hit you over the head. I'm sorry. I didn't think you were going to die.
Which then would go back to what I was saying is this a resident that has done
it could
this?
be. Oh, yeah.
That's now still living amongst them 50 years later.
I think what I would, if I had an early guess, yeah, it was personal in the sense of it looked out of anger, maybe. You'd have to go back and research, murder cases in the area of that time. Like how many murders were there? What were their weapons used or what? I mean, to me, but right off the onset, to me, it seems like it was personal, but maybe accidental. And then they, like you said, but that person's been living like for they got to live their life.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see what comes of this. This has, again, been big breaking news here where I am. So I'm hoping that there's some answers for, again, the community, but more so for the family and for Henry. Like, he needs justice in his name. So, yeah, let's see what you guys are saying with this. Let me get caught up. We'll leave some DNA. Oh, I thought that was to say maybe some DNA on the bat, but you are, yes, give a like, give a star. Let's see. Wolf is saying that's rough when you look back in time and wish you could change something like that. Yeah, I mean, again, his parents have gone 50. Again, that was 1974. This is 2025 right now.
What about if it was an accidentally, like I said, an argument, a fight, and somebody got angry, hit him over the head with the bat, they didn't think they were going to kill him. They killed him. And again, they ran off and you never found out who it was. And maybe that person's been living with that.
Well, they don't feel bad enough, apparently. But
well, I mean, okay, really, Danny, they're going to come forward and say,
okay, no, but we see this. I know that sounds like a smart ass comment, but we see this where, like, People have gone on to live full lives, great careers, great families. They have kids now, grandkids, and now DNA technology finally catches up and they're convicted of these crimes. And there's this whole like, I've spent every day since being remorseful and sorry for what I did. Really?
Well, I mean, what do you want? I mean, I
Really?
don't know. Well, only God can judge them.
We'll agree to disagree. Let's see. When Capone, wouldn't the only thing they might still be broken bones at this point? Try to match up with maybe. I don't know.
Like police would have known. Okay, police would have known if it was like a headshot. You know, like boom, boom. He maybe had an aneurysm while he was knocked out and died, right? Or was it a complete like body bash? You know, like over and over and over. You know, like.
I did not get into reading. I don't know if those details are
Right. Police know. They have that file.
or if it's out there. I didn't dig that far into.
How personal was it? That's what I'm asking. It could have been an accident, and it could have, like I said, you know, could have been an accident. He knocked him out. Didn't mean to, and he could have had an aneurysm and died.
James, I have not heard of that. No. We'll plug some DNA into Ancestry site, see if anything shows up. Maybe. I mean, that's right. You're absolutely right. That's how we've caught a lot of, like, Koberger. His DNA was found through a relative on one of those sites. D'Angelo, the Golden Seat Killer, same thing. So. Yeah, exactly. James Watson saying that. Yeah, ancestry.com type of thing. A family member did that. They found we have Viking in our line. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, that's a whole thing. And that was a discussion at CrimeCon too. There was a whole booth from Othram Labs. And it's, again, this whole like DNA testing. You know, these perpetrators or offenders might not have given their DNA at any point in time, but then a family member comes along and does something like ancestry.com, like, oh, I want to learn my background, you know, and then second, third cousins or whatnot, now you match to someone whose DNA is in the system for committing a crime. It's wild how that works. So who knows? That's certainly a possibility of, can they tie it to somebody?
Danny, your DNA goes like back to the 80s, and you're dressed like the 80s.
Beckham, for Christ's sakes. Did you just clap at me?
I was clapping at myself for the joke.
No, it wasn't that good a joke. So, yeah, that's kind of where this stands again.
That was a tricky one. I mean, yeah, it's like I said, you'd have to go still do a lot of research. How many murders in the area? What type of murders in the area? Which murders were solved? That kind of thing. It ain't like Houston right now, where you got like, how many bodies in 6 days, or six bodies in 10 days, or some crazy number.
That's insane.
And like total like 14.
DNA is kind of scary, because what if someone put your DNA at a scene or something like that? Oh, Beckham, I actually didn't even tell you this. So there was a content creator. Oh, I saw her video on Instagram, and I can picture her. And I'm totally blanking her name right now. But she was talking about being at CrimeCon this year. And Beckham, did you go by the Court TV booth at all? Okay. Did you see the wall where you could write like a note? It was like they were asking a question about a true crime question, and you could write your answer. And then they had like some red ink, and you could put your fingerprint in and then put it on your card.
I think so. I think Shelly and I saw that or something.
Okay. So the content creator on TikTok was saying that she was standing behind a guy who was doing that, and he was about to fingerprint, and she like flipped out and was just like, she was very, I don't want to say loud. I forget how but she described herself basically.
Animated?
Lively, maybe. And she was like, what are you doing? Like, why would you at a crime convention,
it's a trick,
put your fingerprint on something and then pin it to a wall? You're giving people your DNA. And the guy was like, oh. And she got yelled at by the Court TV people.
It's a trick.
Core TV that booth was not happy with her.
Yeah, because then they're gonna take your info and scan it into the databases.
Well, no, but like this girl makes a lot of sense. She makes a lot of good sense. Like,
I've been in the database. How long have I been in the database? Oh, since my first government job, but still after
they
that.
still haven't matched you to what you've done.
But like after that, it was banking. You had to give your fingerprints for to the FBI database because you're dealing with money and all. So I mean, if your job requested and you had to put your finger, you're already in the database.
No,
but
you're missing the point.
Oh,
she meant it from like, let's say you do that and you put your fingerprint on something and you like your little note of what CrimeCon, whatever they were asking, you fingerprint yourself on it and you post it, you pin it to their wall, their booth.
Okay.
Someone now walks by, grabs it. They have your print to put it wherever they want.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I guess.
That's the point.
Yeah, but like how? But how? Yeah, but your hands and your body has these oils that kind of allows the fingerprint to stick. I don't know how long that would work for.
I know.
Okay.
What's the probability of someone doing that? But she made a point.
She made a point that would last a minute. I don't think it would work after 30.
Because I've done it at previous crime cons. I'm not going to lie. I've done that, and I just didn't have time to do it this year. And then when I heard this girl's TikTok, and I was like, "Oh my god, she's..."
Yeah, but you'd have to have it scanned and like computer scanned and right off the bat. It wouldn't last after so long.
So, all right. Let's break it down. If anybody was at Crime Con this year, Beckham was handing out a ton of Beckham stickers. His DNA and fingerprints are all over those stickers. Everybody have at it. I would like a new co-host. I'm just joking. But I'm just saying. She made a good point. But yeah,
I mean, it was kind of a fun point she made. Yeah, it was fun. But it ain't like real.
DNA is kind of scary because what if someone put your DNA at a scene or something like that? Right. Even if it in the end is nothing, you've now given your print for anybody to take. So it's just very interesting. Yeah, and Wolf is kind of agreeing with you. I think thumbprint and DNA is different. Even with that real blonde hair, Danny can be fierce. Thank you, Tony Stewart. You're my favorite tonight. James, you're going to upset a lot of people with that comment, and I think you know who. They got my DNA already, and no, I didn't give it voluntarily. Sometimes criminals try to like sand their fingerprints off. Yeah,
man, I have a bad pinky. I have like some people just don't. I don't have good prints myself. I always have to like redo. I always had to redo them. Some people just don't have good fingerprints too.
I mean, yeah, that was just a side little tangent that I saw on TikTok this week, and I was like,
it's fun. It was interesting what she told that guy for like I said, 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't have mattered afterwards.
All right.
I'm sorry, Danny.
No. I thought it was interesting. I still think it's interesting, and I think she made a good point.
Okay.
However long that point can be made for.
Right.
So, all right. There's 2 more cases to talk about tonight. This first one, I'm so sorry. I was hoping we could go through life without talking.
Don't say it. Oh, okay, good. I thought you were going to say that whole.
So I'm not going to say his name. I will go around it. The killer who has been convicted and pled guilty of the murder of 4 Idaho college students, Kaylee Gonzalez, Xana Carnoto, Madison Mogan, and Ethan Chapin. So we're talking about the Idaho case. So this week, Idaho judge is blocking the release of some graphic photos taken by investigators of the Idaho students. Second District Judge Megan Marshall made the ruling on Wednesday, saying the release of, quote, incredibly disturbing, end quote, photos across the internet where the victims' families might inadvertently see them is unwarranted in an invasion of personal privacy. So she ordered the city of Moscow to black out portions of the images that show any portion of the victims' bodies or the blood immediately surrounding them. But the judge also said that the public also has an interest in seeing investigation records. So other photos, videos, and documents connected to the case can be released. And those ones that can include videos showing distraught friends of the victims on the mornings that their bodies were found. That is horrible. Like, I get what on the one hand, yes, thank God these images do not have to be circulated around. And if they are, things can be kind of redacted or blurred out. Because one, why are people going to be looking up that anyway? Two, victims' families don't need to see it.
It's curiosity. You know that. People like to see that stuff.
I know, but this was such a heinous, like on the one hand, I get it, but the other hand, I'm like,
what are you talking about? There's worse stuff out there.
I'm not looking that stuff up.
I know, but I'm just saying there's worse stuff to go look at.
Oh, there absolutely is. But I will say, if you just go to Google, like the Idaho murders, and you know how like when you do it like a search in Google, it will have a bunch of websites, and up top will have like 4 or 6 photos.
I've never even tried. I'm going to be honest. I've never even tried to look up any of the evidence, so I don't know.
Okay, it doesn't matter. It's just the point. I'm just following my example here. All you Google is Idaho college murders, and you just want to read an article. But Google will give you like 4 or 6 photos on the top.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Gotcha.
Could inadvertently be some of these photos, which would be insane. It's not warranted. People aren't searching them. And if you're tied to the family, you know, whether you're friends or community members, family members of, you don't want to see that. You shouldn't have to have that out there. I guess I also disagree in the sense that, like, because there were some friends that showed up that morning because of what happened. So to have them, you know, yes, they called 911, they had to leave the house. So to have like photographers being like from the media and the news out there taking photos of loved ones or family or, you know, coming and going from the scene, like, again, show photos and videos showing the distraught friends of the victims the morning that their friends' bodies were found. Yeah, let's go ahead and post that. That's fine. Are you kidding me? I would imagine you're there and one of your best friends has just been brutally murdered and you are walking outside and your whole life has changed forever. And now photographers are taking pictures and those pictures are going to circulate the internet because of public interest. What? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with it. So, I mean,
I kind of think the judge should have banned more, but at the end of the day, I'm glad the judge
in
is
10
blocking what
years,
they're blocking.
in 10 years, I bet you they surface.
I wouldn't be surprised. Because things always get leaked.
They get leaked. They get hacked into.
Mm-hmm. So let's see.
There is somebody from there's a hacker out there that can crack their system pretty easy and get them.
And his name is Mr. Beckham.
No, I wish I had those skills, but I don't.
So K-Dog, we are not going to talk about the Chad Daybell letters. Who was it?
Thank God. That's where I thought you were going.
No. Who was it? So okay, we didn't do a show last Friday because I was at a concert. The Friday before. When I forget who it was, but one of you mentioned the Chad Daybell letters and I knew nothing about it and we looked it up and I was horrified and you saw me be horrified in real time. I'm not subscribing to his letters.
That's right. Yeah, you'd have to have a subscription.
Yeah, I'm all set. Beckham, if you want to do it and report on it, knock yourself out.
Did Renee do it? I think Renee might have done it.
She was aware of it. I don't recall.
Renee's the one that talked.
I think
Renee's the one that gave us the heads up on how to do it, how to get access to him.
I forget who said it, but yeah. Wolf is saying that seems like a serious privacy issue. I don't think that photos like that should be made public. Wolf, I 100% agree. Yeah, it's like I get like photos of the outside of the house. I get photos of law enforcement maybe going in and out. I get that. But past that, no.
There's a human element, peak interest to it. So we can't go around it. People are curious. They want to see, they like, it's like witnessing a fatal accident. Some people will not want to look, and some people are intrigued and want to see. There's nothing. I mean, nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's an intrigue.
It's human curiosity.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's all it is.
I get that. I just, not for me.
Right. For most people, it's not their bag. Right.
Yeah, the point is so that like the victims' families don't.
Right. But I think they'll probably end up resurfacing at some point.
I agree. Down the road, like you said, they'll resurface. Photos always do.
Oh, video. I mean, yeah, whatever. There's always crazy stuff that you can get your hands on.
Right. So the last case of tonight. So I have a few pages of notes here. We've not talked about this case and everything's broken in the last couple of weeks about it. And so many people are talking about it that I'm like, okay, we have to talk about it. But since we haven't, we need to like give a little bit of a background. So that's the Celeste Rivas Hernandez case. Beckham, have you been following this at all?
No, to be honest with you, I'm not. Okay. Is this the guy that got sentenced to 70 years?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to break it into a couple parts because honestly, I have 2.5 pages of notes and I'm not going to talk that long. So
Danny, there's like, I mean, just real quick to your, there's so many like, oh my God, just in the last like few months, there's been so many crazy murders like all over. I mean, not only where I live, but everywhere. So, I mean, there's more stories to come. I'm sure. It's just like, it's overwhelming. Sadly.
Sadly, it never ends.
Oh man, yeah.
It never ends. So, all right. So I'm just going to give a disclaimer. So this involves a 13-year-old girl. So I know not a lot of people can handle that. So if this is one where you're like, I can't do it and you want to bounce for the night.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Is this the one from LA?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, yeah, because it's all over the place. So,
now you know. So, okay, with that being said, there have been some other really high profile cases that have been in court on trial in the last couple of weeks where there have been some sentences that have been handed down. I am choosing, and they're very high profile, I'm choosing not to discuss those because those involve babies and very small children and parents being the offenders. I know my audience. I know you guys are like, Danny, no, we don't want to go there. So we're not going there. But if that's, again, if you're like, I like to know everything about true crime news, and I don't mind that. If that's you, look it up. There's a lot out there. This one involves a 13-year-old. So
yeah, News Nation's have been covering this. My people.
I know.
My people that I met at CrimeCon be covering it.
My person that I met, Jesse Weber. All right. So Celeste. So her, again, disclaimer, if people don't want to do it, bounce now. Her decomposed body has been found in her boyfriend David's Tesla after she has been missing for over a year. Her boyfriend is David Anthony Burke. He is a rapper known as D4VD. So again, spelled D4VD, David. Celeste was in the 7th grade and had been reported missing by her family at least 3 times in 2024. Last time she left home, she was picked up by David in his car. At the time, she was 13 years old. He was 18 years old. 13-year-old and an 18-year-old. There is still speculation that Celeste and David were in a relationship, like an actual boyfriend, girlfriend, sexual relationship. They had matching tattoos. They had tattooed. She had it on her right index finger. He had a matching tattoo of that same thing as well. So just to give a bit of a timeline here of David's Tesla. On August 27th, the position of the tires were marked. On September 3rd, citation was issued for a parking ordinance for that Tesla. 2 days later, September 5th, David's Tesla was impounded. On September 8th, Celeste's decomposed body was found. This was after police were contacted to come to the impound lot after a foul smell was detected coming from the vehicle. On September 18th, so 10 days later, the home where David was staying in the Hollywood Hills was searched. Detectives were seen taking evidence, including a computer from the Hollywood Hills home where David had been recently staying. The lease on the home had been broken early and David had moved out. David was on tour when Celeste's body was found and he canceled all remaining tour dates. The death certificate for 15, or again, she went missing at 13, would be 15-year-old would be now. So the media is kind of saying different things, but again, what they're saying is the death certificate for now, what would be 15-year-old Celeste reveals her cause of death still hasn't been determined. It's listed as deferred. So lab tests and toxicology reports, are still being done. So we may get some answers about how she died, but until then, it remains a death investigation and not a homicide investigation. And that is said directly from law enforcement. The death certificate also notes that she was not and had not been pregnant in the last year. That was a whole rumor that was going around. Let me read a little bit more here.
I'm sorry. Was she like decapitated?
How do I put this? She was in a hot trunk for a while.
So just decomposing then.
Very.
Was she mutilated? They can't tell. I mean, they can't tell really because of the decomposition. Correct. Okay, got it.
Correct. I think if people want to try to find specifically more,
that's probably more of a scientific thing. It'd probably be harder to explain. Mm-hmm. More on the science medical side of it.
Yeah, she weighed. What did it say that when at the time she went missing, she was like, I forget her weight, but it was like around 100 pounds. Like 105 pounds.
She was little.
She was tiny. Yeah. And then she was down to like, I think it said 71-ish pounds because of decomposition.
Oh, no.
So how long she has been deceased in the trunk of the car? Well, okay, with a Tesla, it's called like a frock or a front. It's like a front trunk in a Tesla. So I'm not familiar with Teslas, but that's a whole nother conversation. So yeah, let me read a couple more things, then we'll pause and chat and then keep going. So the LAPD would not confirm that David was cooperating with the investigation, but his
Shelly says, I'm sorry, Shelly says she was not decapitated and she was not mutilated. Okay.
Frank. Okay, thank you, Fiddle. Thank you, Shelly. So David's rep said that he has, quote, been fully cooperating with the authorities, end quote. Celeste's body has been released to the family. I'm making it very clear, no arrests have been made and no charges have been filed in this case. David has not been named as suspect or charged with a crime in relation to this case. So the Los Angeles Police Department has released a statement, but before I get to that, Beckham, what are you thinking with this case?
It's very odd. Very odd. Parents were fighting. Parents are known to fight. A lot of arguing in that household. At least that's what neighbors told police. The relationship with this guy was very, it was odd. Did she have a real relationship with him or not? We don't know. Do police really have solid evidence towards this guy to name him a suspect? They might. They're just waiting to really have everything ready and sealed, right, to present district attorney and all that. So or do they not have enough? That's the thing, right? I don't know. We don't know. Man, this is a really, it's unfortunate this a young girl had to go through all this and that kind of thing, but I don't know, man. You have a lot of like oddities in the case right now, with like the family, the communication in the household. What extensions were there? Meaning, like, what access was she allowed to? Where was she going? How did they care where she went? Were they not really, holding down the, what do you call it?
The fort?
No, like discipline with her.
Right.
That kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So, right.
We don't want to victim blame the family and say
No,
this,
but
but
that's something that you have to look at. Your
right.
investigation, yes.
Because at the end of the day, a 13-year-old girl was dating an 18-year-old boy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. Well, I mean, right. Well, I mean, we'll see where that goes, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Dude, you were a teenager. You were 12 to 15. You did some stupid stuff. You could get yourself into trouble easy so fast. Life
right.
changing.
I'm not arguing that I didn't hang out with
exactly.
guys when I was younger, but
like, yeah, exactly. So
it didn't end in something like this. But a lot of the questions was also, this is his vehicle.
I know.
She wasn't just in that trunk. Thank you, Fiddle. Overnight. Like, how long was she in there? It's his car.
I get it, but
who had access to his car?
Right, that's what I'm saying. But you can't assume. You got to wait for the evidence to play out. You got to wait for them to gather everything to be able to go, for them to make the announcement. You got to wait. And again, they might not have enough. They might not have enough. They might have
a lot of questions.
Yeah, they might have all the circumstantial evidence in the world that's not going to stick in court.
Right. James Watson makes an excellent point, and that's one of the things here that's been talked about a ton on this media coverage, is it's a Tesla. Did the car take any video that was useful? And Capone is saying the same thing. I have not heard anything about video one way or another. With that being said, I'm sure law enforcement isn't watching it and then rushing to speak to the media about it. But I'm really hoping, Capone, exactly. I'm really hoping they're able to get that, because that would say a lot. A lot.
Maybe they're holding on to that kind of evidence right now.
Yeah, but no, you guys, you're all making excellent points in there. And again, thank you, Fiddle. I'm not used to the word frunk. I don't know anything about Teslas. I didn't realize that the front was the trunk. No idea. But at the end of the day,
hey, Danny, get in the front.
Back home, for Christ's sakes. Shelly was saying her memorial was today. I think he actually did not cancel any tour dates. He only missed one show. I thought originally when police were questioning him, he canceled them. So I'm wondering if he re-put them back on. That's what I'd heard initially. All right, y'all wanted a cat. Who do we got? Selena. We got Selena. Yeah, so there's been a lot. They have both a front and a back trunk. Well, all right, very interesting. Lots of space. But at the end of the day, again, y'all are talking about the cameras. So
but how? Okay, so what about the cameras? How do they work?
So the cameras take, I believe, from what I heard, it's like,
does the car have to be on?
Like full 360 degree.
Yeah, but how? I mean, not when the car.
No, the car doesn't have to be on.
It takes it no matter what.
That's what I've heard. So Cheryl McCollum,
can you disassemble the
podcast?
Can you turn it off?
I mean, I'm sure there's a way. But yeah, this was it last week or earlier this week. Cheryl McCollum on Zone 7. She had talked about a case that she worked where there was a car that there was some type of crime that happened in a parking lot, in the person, someone who owned a Tesla and parked in that lot, like way after the fact, went to law enforcement and said like, oh, I have a Tesla, it films all around, and I have, here's the video. And they were able to kind of use that for their case. And they weren't there at their vehicle when this happened, so it takes video. Capone saying, yeah, it takes video all the time. That's how they caught the people who were vandalizing them, because they were all butthurt over Elon. Yeah, Shelly, no, if I'm wrong, then that's on me about his tour. I thought he had initially canceled, but I don't follow D4VD. So my bad if I'm wrong on that.
Well, how did you say it?
D4VD.
Oh, it sounds like something else.
I knew you were going to go there. Like I said, you're mentally like an 8-year-old child. So the Los Angeles Police Department released a statement. Back on my swear to God. They said, quote, the Los Angeles Police Department's Robbery Homicide Division, RHD, has been diligently investigating the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez over the past several weeks. At this time, we can confirm that Celeste Rivas Hernandez is deceased, and her body was found in the front trunk area of a Tesla belonging to David Burke. The vehicle had been parked at the location from which it was towed for several weeks. So Miss Rivas Hernandez may have been deceased for several weeks before the discovery of her body. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not yet determined the cause or manner of Miss Rivas Hernandez's death. As such, it remains unclear whether there's any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body. RHD is thoroughly examining every aspect of this case to uncover the truth and seek justice for Celeste Rivas Hernandez and her family. We appreciate the public's patience and understanding as we continue this investigation. Further updates will be provided as appropriate, but at this time we are unable to answer additional questions, end quote. So, since then, John Marshall, so that's David D4VD's manager, commented on TikTok, which, again, if you're going to make a statement, you go on TikTok to do it. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. So anyway, David's manager said on TikTok he has, quote, zero knowledge of anything, end quote, after Celeste was found in the trunk of David's Tesla. Following that, he said, quote, I do feel he has possibly consulted with a lawyer, which is maybe why he didn't bring Celeste's name up at all. And he really didn't say anything else besides a denial of knowing anything, end quote. So I did put here the full statement from Josh Marshall, but it's basically, it's been, so Josh himself, which is ridiculous, saying this has been a tough time for my family and I, because I'm the father of 3 children. I received no emails and I'm no one's roommate. I live full-time at home with my wife and kids. Because a lot of the rumors were that John Marshall, who's David's manager, was also living at that house in LA. So he's basically disproving that. But to say this has been a tough time for him and his family, like, oh, I'm a father, I have kids. I just thought that was poor taste because, no, you know who this is a tough time for? Celeste's family. Like, Josh, come on. Yeah, I didn't like that. He goes on to say he knew nothing about this. I work remotely 95% of the time, so my job doesn't require me to have much interaction with any of my clients, including David. And then I hope the authorities, get some answers, so on and so forth. But yeah, like half of this statement was like how this has impacted Josh, David's manager. And it was like, dude, read the room. Like, hello. Oh my God, this has impacted me. This has impacted my family. What the hell is wrong with you? Like,
some people
it just made me so frustrated because at the end of the day, a child is deceased. Yeah. Found in a horrific way.
Dude, it's crazy how they raided his house and they were looking through the drains and everything for blood evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about that, man. Because it sticks. It's thick and it could stick to the piping, yeah. I guess. Yeah, I never even thought of that. Damn.
Yep.
So they raided the house. They were looking for blood evidence, mainly like, of course, if it was going to be out on somewhere, it would be easy, right? An easy find. No, they were checking pipes, dude. That's crazy.
I still go back to David's Tesla. Who had access to that
Right?
vehicle?
Yeah, I mean, you're
Who
right.
had
Might
not
not have
just
been him.
access to it, but long time access to be able to put her body in that.
Yeah, because you know how sometimes you
car.
just like lend your car to somebody, you're like, yeah, sure, take it out or whatever, and then maybe she was a hang around. She might have been hanging around, and maybe a friend or a cousin or another family member of his was around. Part
So
of the
it's
whole,
one of those.
the whole crew, I guess, or whatever.
But like, so then no one noticed she wasn't around. David.
They were trying to hide it, dude. Maybe David thought, hey, she went back home.
So like again,
Well, I know. I'm just saying,
no,
like,
and these are all good. Like if you listen certain podcasts, there'll be like attorneys kind of going back and forth with like, well, from a defense perspective, this will be argued. From the state
sure, of course,
prosecution
because you don't
perspective,
have nothing right now.
yeah, no, absolutely. There's nothing
They
definitive.
don't
And
have
again,
zero right now. And like I
David
said,
has not been named a person of interest. No charges have been made. He's not been named a suspect or charged in connection with the crime of this.
House was clean, dude.
I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
Well, I'm just saying
Police have not said that.
They might have made a move already, unless they're waiting for the final, what do you call it? The coroner's
Autopsy.
The coroner's report.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're waiting for that,
or waiting for a combination of everything.
Yeah,
and waiting for, like we've been talking about, the Tesla, the video footage.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine.
But can you disassemble the video? Let me see. Let me Google it really fast. Give me a second.
Yeah. No, while you're doing that, I'm kind of, again, depending on how many people had access to that vehicle, did the last person who had it put her in the trunk and then park it somewhere else and no one's touched it since? And then that's why it got tagged, towed, so on and so forth. Or did other people
Is it
have
called
access
okay,
to
so I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Is it okay? It's not called Tesla tracking, it's called the Tesla cameras, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, here's what it says. Yes, you can disable Tesla cameras in a few ways. Mode cameras are disabled by turning off the feature in the vehicle setting. Boom, there you go. And cabin camera analytics can be turned off in the software and data sharing menu. For physical privacy, you can cover the cabin. Oh, of course, for physical, you can just cover them. But yeah, so they could have been covered. I didn't even think about that. You could have easily covered the cameras, but you would have seen somebody like literally. If you're saying you could do this, it saves. It records while it's off. You just still would have seen somebody covering it, right?
Right.
But you wouldn't have been able to know who exactly disabled by turning off the feature in the vehicle settings, unless there was a password that needed it, right? Unless you needed a code, like getting into your cell phone or something, or and then of course through the cabin camera analytics. But that's going to be turned off in the software data sharing menu. So I don't know exactly where that's at. Can you do it from your phone? Can you do it from a computer? I don't know. Those are questions that police.
No, those are very good questions.
Yeah. There you go.
Wolf is making a couple of good points there. I think he should be questioned at least. I believe he's.
Yeah, they raided his house. They had to,
And Wolf is saying it's his car. Who used it?
They had to get a warrant to raid the house.
Mm-hmm. And again, David left early. The lease ended early. So, but yeah,
the way they got the warrant was that she was found in his car.
Well, because of the smell, the impound lot reported there was a smell, and they called the police.
And that car belonged to the owner. Where do you think they're going to go next? The house.
Right, exactly. So I kind of question too. The car's been sitting there for weeks.
Dude, she'd been missing a year. She'd been
Did
missing
no
a
one
year and a
smell
half.
anything walking by the car?
Oh yeah, I saw. I'm sorry, I read that somewhere where people will walk by and they could smell it, but they never. They thought it was like a street odor or something. You know how you sometimes you just walk in and you smell. You're like, God, what is that? You're like, oh, it's probably the sewer or
Mm.
I don't know, the street smell. Sometimes, you know. So
Imagine now, like living in the
yeah. Oh, I've
neighborhood.
read that where there were people walking their dog or jogging or whatever or just walking. Yeah, there was a few people that said they noted they remember a smell, but they just thought it was like like a street smell, sewer or something.
So yeah, I mean, it's so tragic what happened to Celeste, but I know
Dude,
law
she's been
enforcement.
missing a year and a half,
Mm-hmm.
or a year, like in 5 months, whatever it was, a
Yeah,
year and
over a
four
year.
months, over like about a year and a half.
Over a year.
That's insane.
Cell phone evidence too. See what he was texting, etc.
Yeah,
at the
right. I
time,
mean, yeah.
or what he wasn't texting. Because think about it.
Did you not read something about his pings or something? Was there not that information out there?
No,
Oh, okay. I thought that there
no.
was.
What kind of streets do you have near you, Beckham? But no,
Dude, come on, man. You stop.
he's just being
I
funny.
know. I'm like, dude, you be walking or you'll be driving on the freeway. You're like, what's that? Hell is that smell? I just street
So
smells. I don't know.
wait, so that mean that the body was somewhere else. Capone, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
We don't know how long
She's
she's
been
been
missing
deceased for.
since April of 2024. They just found her, like a couple of
But
months or
how
however
long was
long.
she deceased? She'd
Oh
been
yeah,
missing.
that's what the
How
coroner's
long has
office.
she been
Yes,
deceased?
yes. I'm sorry. That's what the coroner's office
So
is trying to figure
that's
out.
a big thing versus then when did she go in the trunk or frunk? There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions. But Wolf, I'm really glad you bring that up because yes, cell phone evidence is important because it's his vehicle. So there might be texts or records on his phone of like if someone's like, "Hey man, can I borrow your car?" or whatnot. But then there's
Yeah, exactly.
also
A part of his
also
crew or a friend, a family member.
I'm going to use me and Beckham as an example, right? So
I'm a very smart
message.
I'm a very smart criminal, so don't even say it.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
I'm just-
Me and Beckham message
like I'm an eye.
consistently during the day about cases, about life, about whatever, right? Let's just say I go missing and he immediately stops texting or messaging me. But it's not known to anybody else like that I'm missing. How does he know to have stopped the messages? Unless do you know what I mean? I don't think I'm doing a good job wording it, but it's one of those like, if all of a sudden, it's not like, hey, Danny, I've been trying to reach you, you're blowing me off. All right, I'm just going to give up. It's just, I go missing, but nobody knows, and he stops messaging at that time. Well, why? Because you knew I was gone. And no one else knew. Which means, just putting that out there, that is a possibility too. So like Wolf says, what's on his phone? I'm saying yes, what's on his phone, and also what's not on his phone. Right, but the car had only been there a few months, right? From what neighbors said, that car was parked there for several weeks. And then that's why they kind of called.
She might have got killed somewhere else and put in the car.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a possibility too. So she was alive for a long time, or she's been dead, but the body, Capone, that's the thing, we don't know. We don't know. So information will be released at some point, but detectives certainly need to get their ducks
first
in a
of
row.
all, the main thing they're waiting on is a coroner's report.
That would make sense because then when it didn't come back or when it was parked on the street getting ticketed, why didn't he report it? Again, I think Shelly, I go back to who had his car. He might have lent it to a friend, or he's the one that moved it and left it there.
Or him. Yeah. I think it was Entourage member, a character, maybe a cousin.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you put it more eloquently than I just stated it. Yeah.
or himself. But man, I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes you overthink it, you overanalyze it. Well, let's wait on the coroner's report.
Yeah.
Well,
But this case
you're
has
gonna you're gonna be
been,
you're gonna be better making the better assumptions. I know that's not a good, to think or whatever.
well, no, not even
After
assumptions, like
or just
scientifically they'll be able to say this is
theories,
what
and
her
right.
evidence shows.
Just wait till the coroner's report. You'll have a little bit more information.
Hmm. Yeah, I just didn't. This has been such like high profile right now being talked about, and for a couple of weeks. And again, I didn't do the show
Well,
last week,
because
but
it has somebody that's in the music scene. It's L.A.
mhm.
It's an intriguing case since you know it's unfortunate, but she's been missing for like a year and a half. They just found her. You're talking about a modern vehicle, with all the gadgets, and there's just
Mhm.
so many key components that make this case interesting and intriguing.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, no, Shelly, James, like everybody here, y'all are making excellent points across the board in very different directions. And they're all really good questions. And unfortunately, we don't have any answers for this. And
You'll
we
have a
will keep
better
you
you'll have a
posted.
better sense of making those better, like I said, those points once the coroner is able to answer time and how, that kind of thing,
Absolutely. Absolutely. But again, yeah, I know this has been a very talked about case. So I just wanted to talk about it here as well.
Hey man,
Again,
my news nation crew's on it.
Jesse Weber.
Not him. has he talked about it? I'm pretty sure he has, but
When
I haven't
Jesse
seen it.
speaks, all I hear is like angels singing in just perfection.
Why don't you
I'm
get you one of
sorry.
those? Why don't you get you one of those little dolls of him? Those little, what do you call them? Little.
Bobbleheads?
No, not a bulb. No, it's not 2005. Danny, God, those
An
other ones.
action figure?
No, those other ones that those something pops. Those things.
Oh, Funko Pops.
You should get a Funko Pop of him and put it on your wall back there. That
I
would
would
be
bring that to
that
CrimeCon
would
and ask
be
him to sign it.
funny, and he probably would think that's funny. You should make sure that you put him in his little shirt and his little jeans.
Look at Renee. Danny isn't wrong.
Oh God.
Renee, don't listen to Beckham's negativity. You don't
Hey,
need that in
you
your
know what?
life.
I can get two for the price of one and just give them to you each. Y'all both would be happy.
Hear that, Renee? We're getting gifts. All right. All right, folks. So that's it for tonight's True Crime and Chill. We will be back next week. And again, busy show next week. Monday night, Bob Mata from Defense Diaries. Tuesday night, Stephanie Tinsley from Everything They Missed podcast. Friday, True Crime and Chill. Oh, God, so busy, so busy. But yeah, and then there's y'all, the next few, there's so much coming up. I have so much coming up. So stay tuned and we will keep you posted. Book club, again, if you want to be in on book club, the poll is closed. It is Trapped with Miss Arias parts 2 and 3, My Final Words by Kirk Nermy. So definitely, I ordered my book today on Amazon. So it should be delivered in the next few days. And yeah, the show will be on Thursday, October 30th, last Thursday of the month.
I guess everybody go check out your favorite Diddy song.
Beckham too soon.
Sorry.
Too soon. You know what's okay. Okay. As we kind of go to end, one of my coworkers who kind of has her what app? Spotify playlist at work. What was it? Was it earlier this week or I think it was end of last week. Whatever Spotify mix she had on playing at work, all of a sudden it was like R. Kelly came on.
Oh
Diddy
my
come up. I'm
God.
like,
No.
girl, you gotta change the channel. Like you gotta change it.
Don't say it.
But do you know why I love that coworker? Fleetwood Mac is always playing.
Really?
Really, and I quite love it. She speaks to my heart, but that's okay.
Here you go.
So, sorry, Paul, not sorry. All right, everybody. Thank you again for joining us for the True Crime and Chill. Thank you, Beckham, for joining. And if anybody wants to make donations to Beckham's Candle Fund, feel free.
Here you go, Danny. Lead us out with this.
What did you do? What did you do? I don't know what that is, and from where I am in StreamYards, I can't click out. I just see the link.
That's where go. Everybody just go put that on and let it go.
All right, everybody click that on the way out. We'll see y'all next week. Have a great weekend. And remember, until next time, we don't live in darkness. Darkness lives in us. Bye, everyone.